In cricket, new talents emerge every year, each bringing their own unique flair and promise to the game. The sport is constantly evolving, with fresh faces stepping up to challenge the established stars and push the boundaries of what's possible on the field. But every once in a while, a player comes along who doesn't just impress, he captures the world's imagination. Dewald Brevis is one such cricketer, a name that's quickly become synonymous with excitement and potential. Hailing from South Africa, Brevis's batting style is so reminiscent of the legendary ABdeVilliers that fans and experts alike have dubbed him Baby AB. The similarities are uncanny, from his stance to his audacious shot selection. But this isn't just about how he looks at the crease. Brevis's 360-degree shot-making, fearless approach, and ability to innovate under pressure electrify fans and leave bowlers guessing. He brings a sense of unpredictability that keeps everyone on the edge of their seats. The pressure of being compared to a cricketing icon is immense, especially for someone so young. Yet Brevis seems to thrive on it, displaying a maturity and composure far beyond his years. He embraces the expectations, using them as fuel to perform even better. Watch him bat. The high backlift, the quick footwork, and the inventive shots are all there. Every movement is a blend of natural talent and hours of hard work, honed through dedication and a deep love for the game. He can play a textbook cover drive with elegance and precision, showing his solid technique and understanding of the basics. Then, in the very next moment, he might reverse scoop the ball over the keeper's head, making him a nightmare for bowlers who never know what's coming next. His creativity and confidence set him apart from his peers. Brevis is truly a product of the T20 era, and it shows in his dynamic, unpredictable game. He's grown up watching and learning from the world's best, adapting his style to fit the fast-paced demands of modern cricket. After a record-breaking U19 World Cup, where he shattered records and made headlines, the big question on everyone's mind was, could he replicate that success at the highest level against the best in the world? Many young stars have faltered under the spotlight, but Brevis's steady rise through global T20 leagues has set the stage for something truly special. He's proven himself time and again, adapting to different conditions and thriving under pressure. His explosive century against Australia wasn't just a great knock, it was a statement to the cricketing world. It showed that he belongs on the biggest stage and that he's ready to take on the best. Let's dive into the innings that turned Baby AB into Dewald Brevis, the new face of cricket. A player who's not just following in the footsteps of legends, but carving out his own path to greatness. The scene was set at Marara Cricket Ground, Darwin, on August 12, 2025. The air was thick with anticipation as fans from both nations filled the stands, their voices echoing across the ground. The sun dipped low, casting a golden hue over the pitch, hinting at the drama about to unfold. South Africa, trailing 0-1 in a fiercely contested T21 series against Australia, faced a must-win situation to keep their hopes alive. The pressure was not just on the players, but on an entire nation watching from afar, hoping for a turnaround. The pressure was immense. Hostile crowd, bouncy pitch, and a fired-up Aussie side. Every ball was met with roars from the stands, and the pitch promised unpredictable bounce, making batting a true test of skill and nerve. Australia's bowlers were primed to exploit home conditions, while their deep batting lineup loomed as a threat. The home team's confidence was palpable, their energy infectious as they prepared to take the field. South Africa needed a spark, someone to turn the tide and keep the series alive. The team huddled together, searching for inspiration, knowing that a single moment could change everything. Winning the toss, they chose to bat, signaling their intent to post a big total. It was a bold decision, a statement that they would take the game to the Australians rather than play it safe. Early overs were tense, with Australia's bowlers striking quickly. The new ball zipped off the surface, and the South African openers struggled to find their rhythm. The Proteas' top order faltered, and the crowd sensed blood. Each wicket sent a wave of excitement through the stadium, as Australia tightened their grip on the match. But as the tension peaked, a 22-year-old named Dewald Brevis strode to the crease. The young batsman, relatively new to the international stage, carried the hopes of his team and country on his shoulders. No one knew it yet, but the match, and perhaps the series, was about to be transformed. The atmosphere was electric, every eye fixed on the newcomer, wondering if he could withstand the pressure. The stage was set for a new hero to emerge, and for a moment that would be remembered in Darwin for years to come. South Africa stumbled early, losing 2 wickets for just 44 runs by the 5th over. The pressure was mounting, and the Australian bowlers were relentless, sensing an opportunity to seize control of the match right from the start. The South African dressing room watched anxiously, knowing that another wicket could spell disaster for their hopes. The crowd was roaring, a sea of energy and anticipation. Australian fans were on their feet, sensing blood, while South African supporters sat in tense silence. Australia had all the momentum, and the atmosphere was electric, every ball greeted with a mix of cheers and gasps. Enter Dewald Brevis at number 4, a moment that would change everything. The young prodigy walked out with a calm determination, his eyes betraying a quiet confidence. For Brevis, this was more than just another innings. It was a chance to announce himself on the world stage. Brevis started cautiously, rotating strike and reading the pitch, scoring just 14 off his first 12 balls. He respected the conditions, played with soft hands, and focused on building a partnership. Every run was hard-earned, and every shot was measured. It was a calculated approach, building a foundation while the Aussies pressed hard. The fielders crowded around the bat, chirping and trying to unsettle the youngster, but Brevis remained unfazed, blocking out the noise and sticking to his plan. Then, a turning point. On 56, Brevis offered a catch. Maxwell, usually so reliable, let it slip through his fingers. The Australians groaned, knowing they had missed a golden opportunity. That lifeline flipped a switch. Brevis took a deep breath, gathered himself, and seemed to grow in stature. It was as if the pressure had been lifted, and he was ready to take on the challenge head first. Suddenly, Brevis unleashed his full arsenal, classic drives, audacious scoops, and towering sixes. He began to find the gaps, timing the ball sweetly, and putting the bowlers under real pressure for the first time in the match. Maxwell, the man who dropped him, was punished in the 12th over, 3 sixes and a 4. Each shot was more emphatic than the last, sending a clear message to the Australians that Brevis was here to stay. The game's momentum shifted in a single over. The South African dugout erupted, and the crowd sensed that something special was unfolding before their eyes. Brevis's transformation from cautious to explosive stunned the Australians. Their body language changed. The confidence they had at the start began to waver. The crowd, once hostile, began to appreciate the spectacle. Even rival fans couldn't help but applaud the sheer audacity and skill on display. South Africa's hopes, once fading, were reignited. The belief was back, and the team rallied around their young star. Brevis wasn't just surviving, he was taking control. He marshaled the strike, encouraged his partner, and dictated the tempo of the innings. The Australian bowlers, so confident early, now looked rattled. Their lines wavered, their plans faltered, and frustration crept in. Every shot Brevis played sent a message. This was his stage now. He was no longer the new kid. He was the main act, commanding the spotlight. The innings was building towards something unforgettable. The scoreboard ticked over rapidly, and the tension in the stadium was palpable. The Proteas dressing room sensed it. So did the world. Everyone watching knew they were witnessing the rise of a new cricketing sensation. A star was being born in real time, and the cricketing world would remember this day as the arrival of Dewald Brevis. After that dropped catch, Brevis exploded. He scored 86 runs off his next 30 balls, turning the match into a masterclass of T20 batting. His 100 came in just 41 balls, jaw-dropping even for seasoned pros. The Australian crowd rose to applaud. Greatness transcends rivalry. Brevis's celebration was pure joy, bat raised, eyes skyward, a dream realized. He finished with 125 off 56 balls, smashing 12 fours and 8 sixes. It wasn't just the runs, it was the audacity, the innovation, the dominance. South Africa posted 218 for 6, a total that put Australia under immense pressure. Brevis had shown he could build, accelerate, and dominate all in one innings. For a 22-year-old, it was a performance for the ages. This was more than a century. It was a coming-of-age moment. The cricket world took notice. A new superstar had arrived. Brevis's 125 wasn't just a match winner, it was historic. He set a new record for the highest T20 I score by a South African, surpassing FAF du Plessis. At 22, he became the youngest South African to score a T20 I century, breaking Richard Levy's mark. His 41-ball 100 was the second fastest by a South African, just behind David Miller. Only 8 South Africans have ever scored a T20 I 100. Brevis joined an elite club. His name is now etched in cricket's record books. The world had witnessed something truly special. When baby AB delivered a once-in-a-lifetime innings, the world waited for ABdeVilliers' reaction. The legend didn't disappoint. He took to social media, praising Brevis and calling out IPL teams for missing their chance. There was such a golden opportunity for IPL teams to pick up Dewald Brevis at the auction. Missed out badly, he wrote. DeVilliers' words carried weight. He knows what it takes to shine in the IPL. He added, CSK either got very lucky, or maybe the biggest masterstroke ever. The boy can play. Coming from AB, this was the ultimate endorsement. His praise brought global attention to Brevis's feat and put the IPL's scouting under the microscope. For Brevis, it was validation from his idol, and a signal to the world that he's here to stay. The torch had been passed. AB's comments highlighted a glaring oversight. Brevis went unsold at the IPL 2025 auction. The IPL is cricket's biggest stage, and Brevis's omission shocked fans and experts alike. Teams may have doubted his consistency or had other priorities, but the decision was costly. The IPL auction is ruthless. Talent alone doesn't guarantee a contract. For Brevis, being ignored was a blow, but it fueled his determination. His century against Australia was the perfect response, a message to every franchise that passed him over. He showed he's a match winner, a game changer, and a crowd puller. ABdeVilliers was right. The franchises missed a golden opportunity. Brevis's performance made their mistake impossible to ignore. Despite being overlooked at the auction, Brevis's IPL dream wasn't over. An injury at Chennai Super Kings opened a door, and CSK snapped him up as a replacement. Was it luck or a masterstroke? Either way, it was brilliant. Brevis made an immediate impact, playing fearless cricket and lighting up a tough season for CSK. He adapted quickly, learned from legends, and gave fans a glimpse of his potential. CSK secured a superstar for a bargain and set themselves up for future success. Other teams could only watch and regret letting him slip away. Brevis's 41-ball century was more than a personal triumph. It was a turning point for South African cricket. He's the new torchbearer for a nation rich in batting legends. This innings transformed him from a promising youngster to a proven match winner. Selectors, coaches, and rivals will never see him the same way again. The next IPL auction won't overlook him. He's now a global commodity. Brevis's fearless, innovative style embodies the new era of T20 cricket. He inspires young players to play with freedom and creativity. August 12, 2025, will be remembered as the night baby AB became Dewald Brevis. He stepped out of his idol's shadow and into cricket history. The world is watching. The journey has just begun.